Hi, welcome to Colorful Creative Watercolors, and we are going to paint a watercolor seascape on a bookmark. This bookmark measures 2 inches by 6 inches, and let's get started. I am just wetting the background with just clean water, and then I'm going to drop in some blue paint, and I believe it is I can never say it correctly. It is cerulean blue, and we're just going to drop that down in there for our sky. And then I'm going to add I'm going to add ultramarine blue to create our water. I'm just doing a very rough here. I'm not too much worried about the horizon yet because I'll worry about that towards the end. So I'm just going to bring that down there. And then I'm going to clean off my brush, and let's do a little bit of lift off there to make some clouds in that beautiful beachy sky. And all that is just a dry brush. So what I'm doing is I'm actually taking some more of that ultramarine blue that I used for the water, and I'm going around the clouds a little bit just to give the clouds a little bit of definition. That is totally up to you if you want to do that step. And remember, when you're watching these videos, you can always slow it down, speed it up, go to the end, turn it off, whatever you want to do. YouTube has all those features, which is wonderful. So right now I'm just making a little bit of lines in the water, just start off with showing some movement. And I'm just using a darker version of my cerulean blue. I apologize why I can never say that word correctly. All right, so I'm cleaning off my brush once again. And as always, I love to add birds in my sky. And birds are basically just a V with the one side of the V a little bit longer and a little curved on the end to make that appearance of the wing. And I basically did that now, so my seed dried a little bit. Now I took some green, which is basically a combination of sap green and olive green, and I'm just making some grasses. So I'm just doing a vertical hold with my brush. Now, yes, my paint is still wet under there, so it kind of blends in a little bit, but that's okay because they're going to be in the background. We're going to darken them up a little bit, but they're just our background uh, leaves or tall grasses or whatever you want to call it. Now I'm just taking a little bit of a shimmery gold that I have. I'm just kind of dropping that in there. To me, in my mind, it was to emulate more or less the sandy color. Um, so yeah, and that's optional for you, or whatever you have. You could use a tan, you could use a light brown, you can use yellow, you can use whatever you feel that you want your sand color to be. I just happen to love this gold shimmery paint. So now I darkened up my green a little bit, adding a little bit more of the olive green to the sap green just to make it a little darker. And I know I did, I actually mixed in some ultramarine blue because that helps also darken it. So I just want to darken up, just a couple different values of my grasses in there. And so you're just going to keep, creating the grasses and just make some grasses a little taller than the other. All right. As I mentioned before, these bookmarks are 2 inches by 6 inches. Right now I'm taking some more of that gold, shimmery gold, and I'm kind of just putting a little bit dots there on the side there for like some seed on the end of the grasses. And anyway, I will be selling these on my Etsy shop at Lori's Colorful World. I purchased bookmark sleeve protectors off of Amazon, and these, the 2x6, fit perfectly inside of those. So if you do want to create some to sell, I recommend having them in sleeve protectors. And Amazon, it was I can't remember the price, but it was very reasonable. You got quite a bit in a pack. All right, as we're moving along here, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the ultramarine blue mixed in with my cerulean blue, and I'm creating waves in the water. I just made some squiggle lines, and I'm going to take off my tape because at this point I need to move my bookmark in a better position for me to paint, because I am going to need to smooth out those lines that I just made. And basically what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to rinse off my brush, and then I'm going to dry it on my little towel there. And I just want a damp brush, and I'm just pushing up into that blue, and I can make those lines a little bit straighter, because that's going to be my waves and my movement in the water. I'm just creating a couple more lighter ones, as you can see in there, just going in between. You want to just show movement. And then now I've got to straighten out my my horizon. If you've ever looked out at you're at the beach and you looked out into the water, I often find myself, if I'm at the beach, I only live like an hour and a half away from the Gulf of Mexico. I like to stand there and stare at the water and stare far out, and I always notice that the farther away the water is, the darker it is, especially there at that horizon. So now I'm going to line, while that dries, I'm going to take that gold shimmer that I have. You could use any color that you want, or not at all. I'm just freehanding a border around my bookmark because I feel that it makes the bookmarks pop. But that's totally up to you if you want to do that, or whatever color you want to use. Maybe you want to use a blue, maybe you want to use a green, whatever you want, or like I said, nothing at all. Totally up to you. So I'm just going to line that up there, yeah, line it out there, just freehanding it along. Just making sure that I have a nice concentration of color there. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is clean off my brush, and then I'm going to grab No Bleed White because I want to make some waves in my water. So where I made those little blue lines, I'm just going to just make little lines down and just go across there, and just little dashes and kind of curvy like a wave, to just show that there's little white caps out there. So I'll just do that across on my waves, and I'm not doing it very dark because I don't want it to stand out too much, but I want it to be seen in there. And then once I'm done with that, I am pretty much done with my painting. And there we have a Seascape bookmark, very quickly, all done in under 10 minutes. And there you go. So I was so glad you were here. Like I said, if you want to paint along with me, you can slow it down, you can speed it up, you can do what you want. But yeah, hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget to visit www.colorfulcreativewatercolors.com. Stay colorful, stay creative, and have fun. Bye-bye.